Hey guys, it's now about 8:25. I'm on my way to go take my 4th driving test. I'm still a little nervous, but it's out of the 4 times I guess I'm the least nervous this time around. Not sure it's because I'm just more experienced now or just because I'm just so tired of this shit, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey guys, so I passed! I was so worried because like when I was doing the vertical parking, when I came out, I hit the curb. I'm not sure if it was hit or mount, but he opened the door, looked at it and said like, okay, I'm just gonna take it like hit. So it's not an immediate failure, it was just minus 10 points. But I passed! This guy was really nice. I think he closed one eye on a lot of things. Like he marked a lot of points where like I didn't do it, but he didn't deduct points for it. God, 4th time lucky! It's a huge relief to finally get this done and get this out of the way, man. Like finally don't have to spend even more like money. It's so expensive. One test is like $300+. Oh my god. But before I talk about my driving, I just want to tell you guys about the red cute collar tags that we bought for them. Huh? Okay, focus. We made little ICs for them that we hooked onto their collar. Okay, anyway, on to driving, right? So I finally passed my driving test at my 4th attempt. I only have 3 of these pieces of paper here because I think I threw away the first one. At the start, before I wanted to start to learn driving, right, I asked around a lot of people like whether it was better to go to private or go to the school. And then everyone told me a lot of different things. Some said that of course private is better because like you'll be able to complete learning everything in shorter amount of lessons, which means that you save more money. But some other people also said that it's better go to school because they would be able to teach you like little techniques that private instructors won't know. So at first I wanted to go to private because like I wanted to save a bit of money, right? But then I couldn't find a private instructor. So in the end I just decided to save the trouble and just go with Uppbeat Comfort Driving Center, right? I think previously like you could just go down directly to the school and then like open an account, all that. I won't say much of the details. There's like a ton of information online about how you can do that. I think my experience so far at the school was okay. I think both my instructors were nice. They taught me how to look out for certain things that the testers will specifically test for during the test. Inside the circuit, the timing worked for me because like I always took the 6:50 lessons, which was like after work hours, so it's like just nice. Except the only thing is that, you know, I guess like Uppbeat CDC is a very popular center, right? So like it's very hard to book lessons. So you guys need to, if you all want to go to Uppbeat CDC, you all need to book like quite early in advance lah, because if you want to book like 1 week before, there's literally no like lessons left. And then like just now, right, I was counting like how much in total I actually spent to get my license, and from like the admin fees to all these different lessons that I had to take, right? So they give you this little book, and every time you go to a lesson, they will chop your lesson. I think in total, including the number of tests that I had to take, which was 4 times, it was about $3,000, which is like the average 2 to 3K average that people spend to get their driving license. So about the test, right? So the first test that I took, so obviously I was really nervous, right, because I didn't know what to expect. And the tester for my first test was this really fierce looking man, and he was really tall. He was taller than me. So I'm really 1.8 meters, right? This guy was at least 1.9 meters, and like once I got in the car, he was really fierce, and like the first turn I had to do something that I had never done before in all my lessons, right? He wanted me to turn right at a junction that in my previous lessons that I had never did before. So I was very confused, and that's when he started like going quite crazy. I was like, yeah, turn here, faster turn. And then like he kind of deducted points off for that because like I didn't turn on time. So after that I just kind of panicked already, and like I mounted the curb during when I wanted to come up from my vertical parking. So when you mount the curb, right, so that's an immediate failure. So I didn't even get to go like outside on the road to take the test. So I kind of failed inside the circuit. So that was the first test. So I booked the next test the next week. So the second test, this time round, like the tester was a lot nicer. Like, he didn't scream at me. But what happened was I hit the curb during my parallel parking. Hitting the curb will cost you 10 demerit points and you can only get 18 before you fail, or 20. So I kind of panicked after that, and then when I went out to the road, I turned into the wrong lane, so that's more points off. And then I was still confident that I was gonna pass all the way until like the last turn, where I turned when the light was flashing. And so when you do that, that's like a immediate failure. So I failed the second time round as well. And then the third time, right, Shu Hui went with me. I wasn't as nervous as I was the previous 2 lessons. So I'm like, okay, today I'm calm and then I'm gonna do this. I already know what mistakes I'm not supposed to make. I really didn't make any mistakes. I didn't hit any curb, you know, everything inside the circuit went well. I drove well outside, but this time I failed because I apparently failed to give way to a pedestrian at a pedestrian crossing, the traffic light, when the guy, I think, was just starting to cross the road. So the tester kind of failed me for that. It's kind of dumb because, like, number one, the guy was just starting to cross the road, right? He was very far away from me. But I guess, like, in a test, like, things are more strict. So it's not like, you know, in real life when you drive, and then like these kind of things don't really matter. So I kind of failed the third time round again. And so by this time, right, I was really sick and tired of having to keep spending so much money and keep going back to take my test. So by the fourth time came around, which was a couple of days ago, I was just a bit nervous, but I think mostly what I felt was like, I just want to get this shit done and over with. It all went well until I made the same mistake I did in my first test. I kind of hit the curb when I came out of my vertical parking again. But this time around I kept my nerve, and I think I kind of said what happened like earlier on already. So I passed my test finally, after like spending $3,000 and a lot of mental stress because I kept failing my tests. So that's the story of me getting my driving license. And when you pass your test, they stamp a little graduated sign on the booklet, which is quite cute. Yeah, so that's it. All in all, I started learning in, when was my first lesson? I started learning in September of 2020, and I got my license in January of 2021, so that's 4 months. That's pretty quick. I think what I've heard is like on average people take about maybe 6 months or 8 months or even a year. I kind of jam-packed my lessons quite a lot because like I just wanted to get this over with, and it's honestly better because like the things that you learn are fresher in your mind. That's it really. I have nothing more to say. I'll probably put in a clip of Nutella being cute as an outro.
没有人会看的，没有人会看那 minutes of talking 嘛。